Hello everyone. So in our live lecture we had completed the remaining portion of the Submit Within. So our explanation of the chapter is over, and yes, few of the new words also we had discussed during the live lectures that you will note down in your notebook whenever you will start doing your homework. So your hard words must be there your homework only, and through this session we'll continue with the textual questions. Although I did not make any previous video regarding the textual questions because already we are providing solutions to you people, but yes, this is a bit difficult chapter, so that's why first of all in this video we will discuss the textual questions of it, then we'll move to the next chapter. So the very first question is there, first three questions of your chapter, the Submit Within, are there, those who are MCQs. You will have to choose the right one. So I am reading the very first question. Standing on Everest, the writer was overjoyed is one of the option, very sad, third one is jubilant and sad. So the right answer will be the third one, jubilant and sad. Second question is there. The emotion that gripped him was one of victory over hurdles. Second one is given there, humility and a sense of smallness. Third option is given there, greatness and self-importance. And at last it is given, joy of discovery. The emotion that gripped him. These questions you can find the answers of these questions in the very first and second paragraph only, but yes, here the right one will be the second one, humility and a sense of smallness in front of Mount Everest. Third is given there, the summit of mind refers to what? Options are given there, great intellectual achievements, the process of maturing mentally and spiritually. Third one is given, overcoming personal ambition for common welfare. Next, living in the world of thought and imagination, and a triumph of mind over worldly pleasure for a noble cause. And last one is given here, a fuller knowledge of oneself. In this question you don't have to pick the right one, but you will mark the items, not only one, that's why 6 options are already given here. You will have to mark the items which are not relevant in context of the chapter. So here the first one is there, great intellectual achievement. That's not an intellectual achievement, actually that is a physical work, and the emotional and the willpower is there. Next one which you will choose, it will be the third one, overcoming personal ambition for common welfare. They are not going to do any welfare in account of others. That was not actually personal ambitions of those. So they are working actually in a group. So yes, third one will also be irrelevant. Then comes fourth one, living in the world of thought and imagination. And you know that climbing on the Everest, definitely it's a hard task, and those who are continuously lost in the imagination only, such people can't achieve such great achievements. So definitely the fourth one will be irrelevant. And yes, the fifth one will be there, those who will be irrelevant, the triumph of mind over worldly pleasure for a noble cause. So first, third, fourth and fifth will be irrelevant. These will be the 4 one. Now students, apart from these MCQs, these MCQs are mentioned there. Now we are moving towards the subjective questions. Let's discuss once, and then you can take help of the solutions given to you, and you likewise you will complete this chapter. So the very first question in this chapter is there, what are the 3 qualities that played a major role in author's climb? That he has already mentioned in the beginning of the chapter only. The 3 qualities are there, those who has played the major role in his climb are persistency, willpower and endurance. These 3 qualities you will mention. This is the one line question only. We have a next question here. Why is adventure, which is risky, also pleasurable. Means whatever work you are finding risky, after doing that work you feel pleasurable also. That work, a temptation of that work give you pleasure. So about this only you will have to clarify by giving the reference of HPS Ahluwalia's biography only. So you can write here that adventure is risky but pleasurable also because it gives you an unending joy. And definitely whatever obstacles you are finding, whatever obstacle you are facing, problems you are facing in doing some adventurous work and some work of your own interest, whenever it will be done, it will give you a kind of exhilaration and excitement. So that's why it is said that whatever adventure is risky, that gives pleasure also to the human beings. So this is your second question. Talking about your third one, what was it about Mount Everest that the author found irresistible? Irresistible means he couldn't stop himself to climb the Everest. So why is so? Why the Mount Everest was so much enchanting for the author? So in this question also you will have to give a proper brief account from the biography only. You can't add anything yourself. So third question I am talking about, that Everest is a beauty itself, and definitely further words he has mentioned already in the chapter that its aloofness that was enchanting for the writer. Apart from that, its ruggedness, its hardness, and the difficulties which the climbers used to face, those all things were very much enchanting for the writer. And these things you will mention when you will complete this chapter. And yes, these, after mentioning these things, these are the qualities of Everest which were attracting the author towards the peak of the Everest. So this was your third question. Talking about your fourth question is given there. One does not do it, climb a high peak. They are talking about for fame alone. What does one do it for really? So first of all you will understand the meaning of the question, then accordingly you will reply. And the better thing is there that you should write you can take help of the solutions given to you, but yes, better that you convert the answers in your own language or on the basis of your comprehension of the chapter. It will be more easy for you to learn these answers later on. But yes, these must be correct undoubtedly. So yes, we were talking about the fourth question, that one does not climb. One here means human, any of the human, those who have climbed the Everest. No one do this just for the fame only. Then for what people used to climb Everest? What is the reason behind that? So one of the reason is definitely that these mountains, this great peaks of mountains, particularly Everest, they exhilarate the climbers. They excited the climber to climb those big peaks, big mountains. But apart from that, one thing you will mention in this answer, that these things, this climbing of Everest makes the climber mentally and physically strong. Not only physically strong, definitely it wants great physical hard work, but yes, it makes you mentally strong, because that is the biggest achievement you can say for climbing the Everest. So you can get a kind of mental tonic for that by doing such adventures. So this you will mention in the fourth question. Now talking about the fifth question, I'm reading here. He becomes conscious in a special manner of his own smallness in this large universe. So what kind of thinking the author is putting here? First of all, you will go with that, and then accordingly you will give the answer. This awareness defines an emotion mentioned in the first paragraph. Which is the emotion? So yes, we have discussed there in the very first paragraph, the author is using the word humility. He was feeling humiliated when he saw the Mount Everest. So why he was feeling so, that you will have to clarify here. That what have you understood after reading the chapter? Whatever message the author wanted to convey you, are you getting that or not? So on the basis of your chapter only you will have a reply. that why he is saying so, that he becomes unconscious in a special manner of his own smallness in this large universe. So the word humiliation is showing his awareness only, because when he reached there, when he saw such a giant mountain in front of him, so he comes to know that he is a very smaller one in this world. He is nowhere, and that bigger, that mightiness of the mountain, it just make you humiliate that you are a very small creature on this earth. So that feeling, in whatever words the author had described, you will describe in the same way. Next question we are having, sixth one. What were the symbols of reverence left by a member of the team on Everest? Yes, these symbol of reverence we had started today. We had discussed through the live lecture only. So whatever symbols of reverence every member of the crew had left there, you will mention those. That on Everest, a picture of Guru Nanak was left by the author HPS Ahluwalia. Then a picture of goddess Durga was left by Rawat. A relic of Buddha was left by Pahu Dorji. And about Edmund Hillary, he has left a cross there on the peak of the Everest. So these were the symbol of reverence from the each member of the crew. The last question, what according to the writer did his experience as an Everester teach him? So when the author is coming back from the Everest, it's nothing like that he is coming with a single achievement. He has came back with many of the mental and you can say emotional upbringing. He has returned after many of the experiences, not only one experience. So you will have to describe the same experience which we have discussed in our live class also. So here, according to the writer, the experience as an Everester provided him with the inspiration to face normal problems of life. As we have discussed there, that there are many Mount Everest which we have to climb. It's not only one in our life which we can know, which we know only. Many Mount Everest means many goals are there already set in our life. So we have to climb almost every day an Everest. So those things we will have to keep in mind, and the same experience the author is coming with, and he is actually sharing the same experience, that yes, this climbing of the Everest taught me that there are many summits in my life, there are many Everest still will come in my life, and I'll have to be equally ready for all those summits for achieving them. So this was your sixth question. So this all were your textuals. Okay, so we have discussed that. I have discussed these textuals so that if there will be still any query regarding any question, so you may ask in the live class. And having a harder one, this chapter, so I had at least made a video on the textual questions also. So here I am ending this. You will prepare this. If still will face any of the difficulty in this chapter, so we may discuss in the live class.